The scout ship glided silently through the void, its sensors probing the darkness for any signs of activity. Captain Zilvax sat in his command chair, 4 eyes focused on the view screen showing the star-filled blackness ahead. The Durii were always watchful, always searching for resources and threats that could impact their people. A small blip on the sensors caught his attention. "Investigate that contact," he ordered, intrigued by anything unusual in this empty stretch of space. His science officer, Tarang, manipulated the scanners. "It appears to be a small artificial construct, holding a steady course. No energy emissions or signs of activity." Rang looked up, confused. "In the middle of interstellar space?" "Take us to it," full scan Zilvax commanded, his curiosity piqued. Moments later it came into view, a primitive-looking craft, simple in design, slowly tumbling as it coasted onward. "Any identification?" The captain studied it, perplexed. Even the youngest spacefaring races marked their ships. Rang worked to isolate a signal. Static gave way to a series of repeating tones. "There is a message encoded in a primitive analog signal." He filtered and boosted it until words came through in translation. "This is Voyager 1. It carried a message of peace and friendship on behalf of the people of Earth." Zilvax bolted upright in shock. "Earth? Impossible." He turned to Tarang. "Confirm those readings." The science officer manually verified the scans. "Confirmed, sir. It originated from Sol 3, the human homeworld. Distance analysis indicates it was launched over 700 cycles ago using primitive chemical propulsion." Murmurs rippled around the bridge as the crew stared in disbelief. Sol was still a pre-warp system, its people bound to their world, unaware life existed among the stars. For them to cast out such a message, "Bring us into docking range. I want to see this Voyager up close." Zilvax moved forward, eyes fixed on the small craft. It looked so crude. They had constructed space elevators more graceful. Yet it had crossed nearly 100 light-years to whisper to them now. What drove such ambition? What faith to send their words out into the abyss with no answer expected? Alongside, dwarfed in scale, Voyager's origins showed. A spindly thing of metal struts and girders, built not for grace but endurance. Despite its wear, the lettering along a side panel remained visible. "May we traverse the stars in peace." Tarang translated. He gave a puzzled blink. Surprising sentiment for primitives. The captain reached toward it slowly, as if physical contact might unlock its secrets. His claws clicked against the metal. It was real. A fragment of another world carried from its youth, awaiting discovery. How would his people have reacted, ages past, if their first off-world steps had borne such unexpected fruit? What visions, what possibilities might have bloomed? "I wish to see this message, this greeting from Earth," he said quietly. The bridge filled with the static hiss of ages once more as the craft replayed its timeless refrain among the stars. Zilvax listened intently, hearing not technological data but the longings, hopes, and beliefs of a people who were still bound to their world. Their drive to reach outward regardless resonated within him. Rang recorded these signals for study. Divert us closer to Sol, inform the Imperium immediately of this discovery. They must know that the humans have taken a step outside their atmosphere at last and survived. The message began anew. Greetings from Earth. It spoke while Zilvax watched pensively. What more might come from the audacious, improbable race who found means to fling their first valiant envoy to the stars? Thoughts and questions, without answer, filled his brain as they prepared to hurtle home faster than light, trailing echoes of humanity's call behind. Zilvax's steps echoed through massive stone halls as he approached the council chambers. Windows rose to dizzying heights, framing vistas of Icaria, capital planet of the Imperium they served. He ignored Terran scientists and diplomats gaping at the grandeur while reviewing his presentation. News was spreading rapidly of the Voyager craft's origins and the questions it raised regarding humanity's development. The senior Durii counselor's voice boomed out as he entered. "Come, Zilvax, share with us your remarkable discovery." He placed his data sphere into the floating projection podium, bringing his ship's records to life over the assembled counselors. Holograms detailed Voyager as they found it, supplemented sensor analysis and playback of the message itself. Startling facts were highlighted: the tiny probe's antiquated systems, immense voyage, long isolation, and above all others, its point of origin, a world not then spacefaring. I present Voyager 1, launched hundreds of cycles ago with only simple chemical drives. It crossed nearly 100 light-years to reach us, still transmitting its message. His eyes panned the silent counselors, a message sent not in hope of answer, but solely to proclaim friendship. The senior counselor rose slowly. "You verified this peculiar object from Earth?" She studied the rotating projection, skepticism etching her face. "Irrefutably, it remains essentially unchanged since launch configuration. It bears the word of its builders solely to convey goodwill among the stars." He straightened with pride. "I submit the primi. The Terrans have taken their first steps outward, into the void, without proof response awaited. Its people chose to send words of peace unprompted, save by their own hope." Murmurs spread angrily as the counselor sat rigidly. "This raises grave questions. You implied Terrans began to grasp spacefaring science, yet observation showed no such development. Our directives were clear. Their system warrants only indirect study until ready for contact." Her eyes narrowed, sensing challenge to Imperium edicts. "Explain this irregularity." Zilvax paused, modulating his response. He too found the unchecked audacity of Earth disturbing, yet sensed greater possibility as well. "Honored counselors, I present facts without full understanding. Study of Voyager's message may offer insight regarding Terran initiative. I seek only to inform this council of discoveries made, perhaps deeper observation of Sol's people." He stood calmly as heated arguments erupted around the room. The Terrans remained a divisive issue among his people. Human classifications brought strict oversight, limiting developing cultures' destructive potential. Yet if they can create space probe of peace, what else can the humans accomplish?